we're going to begin the review for for chapter 11 on test 2. Okay, so here's our first question. So blank and blank are two conditions that help the preservation of fossils. So what are they? So, well, this is chapter 11, number 1. So two things help to preserve fossils is the fact that if they have hard parts, that allows the fossils to survive being buried underground. And the other one is even if the fossil doesn't have hard parts, if they fall in tar pit or in amber, so a rapid burial, or in a swamp, so that means in all those cases, if they're buried rapidly, both of those conditions are going to help to preserve the fossils. So this is C. Okay, chapter 11, number 2. So what are some properties of index fossils? So what are some properties of index fossils? Okay, let's check. So let's look at it in terms of a picture here. This is if you dig down into the ground. There are going to be some fossils that they were everywhere. Let's just assume that they were everywhere throughout the globe. So that meant that they covered from one end of the globe to the other. So they were, first of all, widespread. But along with that, they only live for a short amount of time. So they're only around for a thin layer of the earth. And the benefit of this is that it's going to be easy to say what came after these fossils and what came before these fossils. So an index fossil, the first thing is that they were widespread, and also they lived for a short geological time period. So they lived for a short geological time period. Okay. Next question. Chapter 11, number 3. So define fossil. So A, what is a fossil? And B, and what kind of rocks do you find fossils? Okay, so fossils are remains and traces of prehistoric organisms. So the remains or traces of prehistoric organisms or prehistoric life. And you find these fossils in sedimentary rocks. Next question, chapter 11, number 4. So define these 3 periods here. The Cenozoic, Mesozoic, and Paleozoic. So define let's just say in order, Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cenozoic. So define some properties of these periods. So first, Paleozoic means ancient life. So this is where you get, well, actually we're going to look at this in the next chapter. But this is where you get the evidence of the first easily recognizable remains of fossils, so ancient life, fossil with hard parts and teeth. And Mesozoic This is Meso means middle, so this is middle life, or the middle period. And this is the age of the dinosaurs. So I guess in this case, Paleo would be the age of the fish. Age of fish. And Cenozoic is recent life, and this is the period that we're in, and this is the age of the mammals. Okay, next question. Chapter 11, number 5. We saw this question before in the previous test, but how old is the Earth? And the Earth is 4.6 billion years old. Next question, chapter 7, chapter 11, number 7. What do we know about the Precambrian eon? So this picture is can offer you some hints here about the Precambrian. So there's a lot of things about the Precambrian, but one of the main ones is that it's the longest period of Earth's history. So it's the longest period at 88% of Earth's history. And here, this is, let's see here, before the first rocks were formed. Well, actually, excuse me, the first rocks formed in this time period. So the first rocks formed in this time period. We believe that there was life, perhaps all the way near the beginning of Earth's history, but the life here was in the form of bacteria. So animals that don't have hard parts, so they were hard to preserve or to become fossilized. So this is before the emergence of visible life in hard parts. Most of Earth's history is in this time period. Okay, next question. Chapter 11, number 8. Describe the Hadean. So you can see the Hadean here. So the Hadean, this is the very beginning of Earth's history. And here, this is before there were rocks, when the Earth was molten. So this is before the first rocks. Okay, so this completes the review for chapter 11.